Welcome to the world of reptiles, also known as the Phoenix Herpetological Society, located in Scottsdale, Arizona.
We probably easily have 80 species. There are ungodly different species from lizards from around the world. Turtles, tortoises, you name it. If it's a reptile, we've got it here.
He's not lying. Out here, you'll find all kinds of gators and crocs, 13 species of tortoises, about 100 venomous snakes, and a bunch of critters you may have never even heard of. The plan to make this dream reptile habitat a reality was hatched back in 2001.
We found that these animals like alligators and iguanas and other things like that were brought here to Arizona either legal or illegally, they were all being euthanized. There was no holding facility. And we're like, I love animals too much to see this happen.
With 2.5 acres of family land, they set up shop here in the desert. The animals soon followed.
We started by building a couple alligator ponds and a couple of enclosures for iguanas, and they filled up quickly. We built more, they filled up quickly.
Today, PHS is home to roughly 1,700 reptiles. They take in about 500 more lives each year, and about 90% of them are from the exotic pet trade.
We've taken over 100 alligators away from individuals. I can't tell you how many venomous snakes, probably 500-600 venomous snakes that we've taken from homes that people have purchased and brought here to Arizona illegally. And it's just a huge problem.
There's a false belief out there that these reptiles require minimal care, which may explain why there's an estimated 13 million of them living in US households. Though they might not call for the same level of attention a dog or a cat would, the difference here is these dudes could outlive you, and maybe even your kids.
Our crocodilians will live anywhere from 80 to 100 years, okay? The big tortoises over there, can live up to 150 years. As far as reptiles go, think about the commitment before you pick one up. It is not a short-term commitment. You're in it for the long haul, and these animals need to be treated like any other animal, period.
Reptiles are cool, but they're not exactly known for being cute and cuddly.
They're not as scary as they're made out to be. We have some pretty big monitor lizards around here, and one of the biggest ones we have here is probably the biggest. It's friendlier than most people's dogs, I say. It's that friendly.
That would be Rowdy, the Sanctuaries' resident monitor lizard. The staff often bring him along for education showcases. And these gators might not lick your face and play fetch, but that doesn't mean we can't connect with them.
Alligators and crocodiles, I can see them actually react to the tone of my voice. I can see when they're in a bad mood, literally see on their eyes when they're in a bad mood. I can also see when it's going to be a day I'm going to get in trouble. So you can read them by watching their eyes. It does not have to be just body language. Most people never look into the eyes of a reptile. They don't want to be that close. I see an entity that if you pay attention, work with them long enough, it will communicate to you what's going on that day and what kind of day they're having.
Believe it or not, when you work with these guys every day, I have hundreds and hundreds of tortoises, and I have a lot of names for them. People think I'm crazy, like you could never tell that one from another one. I'm like, I could tell you, point at a tortoise, I'll tell you what its name is.
We had this alligator named Tuesday. She was 6 feet long. She would look out the car window like a dog would. I would go swimming with her in the pool. She would follow you around in the barn when you were feeding snakes. She'd look up at you, you give her a rat, and then she'd go off the corner and eat it, and then she would walk up behind you and she'd poke you in the leg like, okay, I'm back, can I have another rat? Okay, that's no different than a dog or a cat.
In the United States, reptiles are not covered under the Animal Welfare Act, meaning they are not entitled to even the most minimal care standards, such as housing, handling, sanitation, nutrition, or veterinary care. In the exotic skin trade, these animals are subjected to the most deplorable conditions throughout their lives, only to be made into leather purses, shoes, belts, wallets, and watch bands.
The alligator industry is a big industry in the southern states. They kill the alligator when they're about 4 feet, 5 feet, and they send the hides over to Italy, and that's where they're tanned. So I would never buy anything made out of alligator. I'm totally against it.
Out in this special spot of the desert, it's a fate these guys will never have to worry about. They're as safe as any reptiles on Earth.
Charlie, no.
It's tough to tell whether they really know how good they have it here. But you don't need to speak reptile to know paradise when you see it.